Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, I'm JC. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Hi guys. I'm really excited to have y'all here. If you have like a YouTube channel of your own, please leave it in the comments because I love being a part of this language learning community so much. I love cheering each other on and just going through the journey together. So yeah. Anyways, today I kind of wanted to talk about something a little bit different, something that I've been experiencing lately. And it's just kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's kind of like burnout and like brain rot like together. Like, I don't know if like that makes sense, but I would think that this community may know a little bit, like may understand what I mean a little bit at least, because we're all kind of doing similar things. But like, I don't know. And this is not to say anything bad about anything. Like literally, I love comprehensible input. It's what I've been using solely what I've been using for the past year now, and it works. It genuinely works. However, there's something to be said. There's something to be said for when you are kind of going through it a little bit fast, I guess. I would not call myself a speed runner because I mean, there's literally people out here doing like 6-8 hours a day, if not more. And that's definitely not me. On a good day, I'm probably hitting 4 hours. And on a day where I'm like, I can't do this, I'm probably hitting 2. So I range between 2 to 4 hours a day. And yeah, it's really not that much. And I think a lot of it could also just be like with my own life. Like I do work from home. So like I am in front of a screen and like, I don't know, but does anybody else experience sometimes like you just want some peace and quiet? Like, does anybody else experience that? Because like with all due respect, I love comprehensible input, but it's a lot of noise like all the time. And especially because it's like always in the back of your brain where you're like, well, I could be doing this in Spanish right now. Well, I could while I'm cooking or while I'm taking my shower, while I'm going for my walk, I could have on my podcast in the background. And it kind of becomes this thing where it's like, at what point, like, am I like getting to rest? Like, at what point is my brain just like not having like noise? Because it's like, there's even times where it's like, well, I'm going to sleep right now. I could put on like this sleepy time Spanish podcast. I remember I saw a comment that was like, from somebody who I think was like in their 30s or 40s. And they were like, I kind of feel like a teenager again because of how much screen time I get. And I'm like, that's so facts. Like whenever I was a teen, like I was definitely a teen that was very online. Like I had like my Twitter fangirl account for One Direction and K-pop idols. And like, that was just like me from like morning to night, like texting my friends. Cause like I moved around a lot. And so like all of my friends were always in different states. And it was just like my whole life was like on a screen. Within like the last few years, I tried my best to like get off of the screens. But now I feel like I'm so into them again. But it's like worse because it's been years now. Where it's like kind of like some brain rot. And I'm like, is this hindering is this gonna hinder like the way like my subconscious is taking in Spanish? Because on a level, I don't know, like lately it's just kind of like, even though I'm only on like the first 30 minutes, I'm like, my brain is done already. I've honestly been doing way more super beginner and beginner videos these days because it's like, I don't want to not do it. You know what I mean? It's just like one of those things where it's like in my brain, I'm like, I don't get tired of English and I have to get to a point where I'm not tired of Spanish, you know, like where Spanish doesn't tire me out is what I mean. And so the only way to do that is more input. And it's like always more. And yeah, like I think that my brain has kind of gotten to a point where it's like, I like don't even like to multitask anymore. I used to be a person, I love to read. One thing about me, I love to read, but I love to read with an ambiance. You know what I mean? Like I like to put something on in the background, you know, like, I don't know, like 50s music and it's wintertime. Like, I don't know, like things like that. Like I'm so into like making a mood. But I've now found myself where it's like, for the first time in my life, like literally, I'm just like, no, I want silence. Like I'm just gonna read, and this is like my break for once. And it's like I don't even fully get a break because I've been reading a lot online. Like I've been reading Vogue España. I've been reading like in Kindle, like free books in Spanish. And I'm like, even then it's like my eyes like start to like do weird things with the screen because it's been so long. And then it sucks too that I have other hobbies that even if I'm not learning Spanish, I'm like, well, I want to watch my K-drama, which by the way, I've been watching this night and day. It's good. I would check it out. It's really good. It's so funny. Like it's a nice balance because like it's so funny, but then it's also like a murder mystery. So it's like interesting. Like, I don't know. It's really good. But it's like, there's that. And it's like, okay, how can I continue to incorporate Spanish in my life, but like take away the screens. And of course I'm at over 600 hours now. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I could be doing podcasts, but it's still noise. It's like the screen, it's the noise. It's the constant, like there's just like it's constantly going on. It's like I can't even think anymore. Like I don't even really think because there's always something. So I guess the question is where is the boundary? And like I said, this is not to be like, oh, comprehensible input is like killing, like no, absolutely not. But it's more of a question of how can I approach it in a way that's better for me, where it's not so exhausting all the time to just constantly be sat in front of like a computer. And it's like, I don't know. I like doing TV shows, but that's screen time. Even with the podcast, like I said, it's still noise. So it's like, how do I get the amount of hours I want without it being so much? I'm like, okay, if I have been incorporating more reading because it is more, it's like a quiet activity, like I said. Even if I'm reading online, like it's still more quiet. So yeah, reading is like becoming like my safe haven in all of this because it's like, you know what, I'm still getting some input in. I'm still interacting with Spanish, but at least there's no noise. There's no noise, and I love that. So yay for reading. But I don't know, it's just something I've noticed lately. And yeah, whenever you're just trying to get in the input, it really can become a lot sometimes. And you know, it's not like so bad where it's like, oh, I don't even like do social activities anymore. Like no. And like luckily my partner, his first language is Spanish. He's native in Spanish, so it's not that hard to be like, okay, let's watch this together. But at the end of the day, we're still watching something, you know, like it's still sometimes it's just like a lot. It's just like a lot. And you know, it's like kind of like, where do I make the boundaries? Kind of like I was saying, like, okay, like I've been thinking, how can I mix it up more? Because I have been doing way more YouTube videos than usual. Like a lot of my hours this month are coming from YouTube videos. And I'm like, you usually don't even watch as many. So like, I don't know. But I'm thinking like, okay, like I could do some podcasts. At least that gives my eyes a break. I can read, which is just, it's calming. And then also whatever, I'll do like my dreaming Spanish videos like usual. And honestly, it's just one of those things. I know maybe not everybody can relate to this. I mean, if you're doing less hours a day, or if you're somebody who just like rocks out 8 to 10 hours a day, just good for you. I don't know how you do it, but good for you because you were built different. But yeah, I don't know. Because sometimes I'm like, I like to do walks. Like I love walking. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I love to walk. But I'm like, there's a lot of times where I almost feel like guilty for not having on like a podcast in the back. But there's just something about being in nature with no noise, except for what nature is giving you. You know what I mean? There's just something about that where it's like, this is my moment to breathe. This is my moment to be. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't like, yeah, I guess right now I'm just really thinking about how can I continue to incorporate my language learning without it being such like, because it's gotten to the point where it's like, even like I feel like, I don't know, like I've like went back like literally like 500 hours and like everything's hard. Like, I don't know. And it's like, I guess like maybe like I could say like I need a break, but I've been giving myself those. I've not met my goal every day this month. Like there's been 2 days where I didn't make it, which is like fine. But it's like to say, I don't know, because it's like, I want to continue. It's like, you know, with English, I don't get breaks. I'm like, I don't get breaks with that. And so it's like, how can I just continue? And right now it seems like the answer is reading, is making reading way more, you know, of a priority. It seems like that is really what's going to help me through this tough time in language learning. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about it and just bring it up because I feel like I haven't seen many people talk about it, but it can be a lot. It can definitely be a lot sometimes. And like, especially if like you're somebody who's like married with children, like I feel like that could be like even more difficult sometimes, where it's like, because you have things to do. You have a family to hang out with, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, how do you do it all at once? And like, how does that affect you? You know what I mean? Because in a way, I'm affected. I'm affected a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I know there's definitely ways around it. And so now it's just up to me to kind of figure out what's gonna work best. And like I said, it's looking like reading is really gonna be my savior here. Continue with the videos, of course, but I really maybe shouldn't make it exceed so much, or at least give myself a big break. Like the videos in the morning, no video time during the day. And then maybe like my telenovela at night, maybe some other comprehensible input videos from other YouTubers. I don't know. But just like giving like a break. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? What have y'all experienced? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.